Welcome back, guys. So today I want to take a look at the brand new version of the RK2020. This little bastard is all metal, made of aluminum. It's a heavy little guy. It does have a decent quality look and feel to it. And I want to kind of go over some things with this real quick. We have previously reviewed the RK2020 in the past, the plastic version. Now, I don't want to take up too much of your time here, but essentially it's the same console. You're going to get the same performance. But there are improvements besides just the aesthetics with the metal and whatnot. So the charging speed has been fixed. It can be fully charged within about 2 hours or so. And I have tested that. I drained it down to, I don't know, maybe like 10% or so, and then charged it in less than 2 hours, was just fine. A lot of people with the previous version, they said it would take like all day or just would never charge. It's kind of crazy, but a lot of people were reporting issues with the first versions of the RK2020 that I personally didn't experience. I mean, it wasn't a perfect device. This isn't either. You know, it doesn't do all these consoles that it shows 100% well. Like, you know, basic stuff like Super Nintendo, NES, you're going to be fine for the most part with PlayStation as well. Dreamcast, I was pleasantly surprised. I'll put a link up top if you want to take a look at my first review of this product, because I did like it decently well. It does a lot of things well, does some things poorly. Nintendo 64, for me, not happening. Too many glitches and sound issues and whatnot. But if you want something that's an Odroid Go Advance clone that performs decently well with 16-bit and a little bit of PlayStation and PSP, a little bit of Dreamcast, then this may be for you. So the other issue that people were having was overheating. They were having overheating problems and the system would stutter, would have issues. I didn't really notice that, but I mean, there was a heat issue where I would feel on the right side of the plastic version, it would get a little hot, but not crazy so. And it never really messed up the console for me, but I think it wasn't everybody's that, you know, was having issues, but there was enough of them out there that I saw reports of, so there you go. Now, the other thing with this is they changed the shoulder buttons a little bit so they don't have that clicking noise. I do kind of like how they sit, holding your fingers on top, and you can kind of, you know, your index fingers broken up into what, you know, a couple joints here. You know, you could use the tip of your finger, hit the tippy tip of your finger, hit those inward buttons, and then the inside of your finger hit the outside, and it feels fine. Like, I have no real issue with that. It performs decently well. A lot of other devices, I hate the way the shoulder buttons are. These are not perfect, but they do feel fine, not clicky. They do have that little, you know, a little mushiness to it. The A, B, and X and Y buttons, they feel okay, very similar to the original version. There's a little bit of mush to them, but overall they perform fine. I'm not really having any issues where they don't work. And then the recessed analog stick, very similar to like a PSP. It feels okay. The D-pad, same thing. I'm not really having any big issues with any of the inputs here, the controls. They also removed the reset button from the previous version, so there's no reset button on this bish. You do have like your power button, which will like suspend it, will put it to sleep type of thing, and then you press it again, it turns back on. You power off through the in-game menu, or, you know, press select, start, you have options. I don't remember which one. Press start and then shut down. Just like, you know, if you're in a RetroPie build, right? So those are among some of the changes that they've made with this new version. Overall, I mean, there's just so many of these things. And I know I went on my previous rant about these devices, and I do like some of them, but none of them are perfect. None of them are 100%. This one is not either. It has made some improvements, but this is like one of the things I was talking about in the past, that a lot of people were like, oh, you're a pretentious fuck. Like, no, bro. It's just like there's non-stop re-releases of these things. They fix issues, they got to make a new one, right? People complain about something, they got to make a new one. It's every 2 weeks there's a new one coming out. That's what my point was, is it kind of gets a little boring. It's like, man, just give me that ultimate handheld or something very close to it, and don't, like, you know, 2 weeks later there's a new one. I mean, it's hard to keep up with, and there's a lot of shenanigans going on out there with people promoting this stuff, and it's just kind of the world of these devices I was just getting kind of bored with, but I do have a couple of them that I need to do videos on. This was one of them. This is one of them, and the device is fine. I got this sent to me for purpose of review from RetroMimi.com. I'm looking at their website right now, and for the aluminum version, it's $120. I do believe there's a coupon code in an email they sent me where you could save a little bit of money. I'll put that in the description if you're interested, but for $120 versus the original ones, which looks to be $76 currently on their website, it's a little bit of a jump, man. You're paying like an extra, what, 40 bucks or so to get that aluminum finish, which isn't bad, but it's not perfect either. And to get some improvements that should have been there to begin with. And it's not like there's a trade-in program. Like, you have the plastic version that didn't work for you. You could just trade it in, get this version for 20, 40 bucks or whatever. So it's like, are you going to keep up with these things? Are you going to keep buying them? Like, when do you get to that point where the best one? Like, that's up to you. You have to decide, right? And some of these videos are, that I do, I hope to give you as much information as possible. This device, while I like it, I got to keep saying it, it's not perfect, and it's not going to be 100% for everybody. But if you have your expectations in check and you understand what an Odroid Go Advanced does and the performance of all these games, like I said, look at my previous videos as well. I mean, you could be very happy with this. I'm happy with it for certain things, but it's not the end-all, be-all device. Obviously, for the price, a little pricey for that aluminum shell, but hey, it is what it is. I don't really see any drastic improvements with the screen or anything. It's just whatever they did internally. And I have noticed that difference with the charge speed and the heat. It does get a little warm, but not crazily so. So there you go. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace out, bye-bye, and boom. Bye.